Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to our You'll Never Walk Alone WhatsApp group and YouTube channel. Alright, we are back with Premier League football, first time in 7 weeks, and fuck how much we have missed it. It's been a fantastic World Cup, really great that Argentina won, everyone's happy, but look, the Premier League is where it's at for most of us on this group, so this is what we want to see. The story of the game was Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 1 at Villa Park, our big away win of the season, if I'm being honest. Look, there's some really good parts and some really disappointing parts for me. Before we start into the game, I just want to say, I, like a lot of you, probably was not expecting Coady Gakpo to be signed before the January transfer window started. From what I saw online and YouTube and shit, he was a Manchester United player. Not for the first time have they lost out to us, you know, but Jesus, I just wasn't expecting it. He's a good player, good kid, he's got a bright future, he's very quick, and with Luis Diaz and, you know, Jota out constantly with injuries. In Luis Diaz's case, they've made it worse by trying to rush him back for the start of this game, I think. But he's out for till February, March. And obviously we pulled the trigger and got Gakpo in, which was huge. Manchester United fans are so pissed off. So obviously he's someone that Ten Hag wanted badly, and we've snagged him. So I wasn't expecting him. I haven't really looked up much about him. I saw him in the games at the World Cup. He was pretty good, but I honestly wasn't paying too much attention to him because I was really sure he was going to Manchester United. So I'm very surprised that we ended up with him. Pleasantly surprised, mind you, but surprised nonetheless. So the next time I do a video, I'll do some stuff on him after I've watched some highlights and some reviews and, you know, see what he's about. But I'm just back from Sydney, so I didn't really get a chance to have a good look at him, and I only saw the news this morning. So, but it's a great signing for us when we're having such problems over that side. Anyway, the story of the game. Look, we started off really brightly, started off really well, went 2-0 up at half time. Mo Salah got a beautiful goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold from the outside the boot swings it back across towards where the corner came from, which was Andy Robinson. He hits it first time across the box and Salah taps it in. Easy enough goal for Mo, if I'm being truthful, but he had a really good game and probably my man of the match. I thought Ali had a great game in goal. He's made some good saves. Look, Villa were up for it and they created a lot of chances, and if they'd taken them chances it could have been a very different result. 3-1 might have flattered us a little bit. I thought we were good at times, especially in the first half, but in the second half we nearly capitulated again. We're non-existent in midfield. Hendo and Thiago are great players on their day, but they just don't do enough running for me. They don't cover enough of the gaps. We're not dominant enough, and leaves Fabinho with too much to do. Now he's come back. He's been pretty poor this season so far, but I thought he had a good game as well. Look, I'm not going to lie. Midfield is a real weak spot for us, and I'm not just basing it on this game. I've been concerned for a while of, you know, I'll see this bullshit coming back into talk, you know, Ox and Coady are like having new players. No, they're not. Ox isn't going to stay fit, and Coady's not going to stay fit. So they're just fucking nothing players. They're cup team players, and they can stay in the cups, but chancing our arm in the Premier League with them is not good. Also, this new kid, hold on, I've got his name written down. What do they call him? I think it's Bagacic. He is Spanish. He got an amazing goal, full of composure for a kid as young. He's only 18. What a future he might have. As I said, didn't really see that much of him. Don't know anything about him, but I know he took that goal pretty well. he's pretty cool in front of the goal, so he could be interesting. As I said, improvements are definitely required in midfield. If we could get a midfielder or two midfielders in January, Enzo I think is being looked at. I don't think he's coming. Jude Bellingham obviously would be beautiful. He'd be perfect. But we need a Declan Rice, someone with an engine, because, as I said, Hendo and Thiago, when we're not being pressed, are beautiful players, and they try their best and all the rest of it. But we need young, fresh lions in that midfield to give our back line a little bit more protection. Fabinho has to do too much, and it leaves our back four exposed. And as you saw yourself, if Villa were a little more clinical in their decision making towards the goal, that could have been a different result. However, 3-1 with a game at hand over Spurs, who are sitting in fourth, a point behind United, who have a game more or less played than we have. So if they win, they'll jump into the top four over Spurs. But yeah, I was obviously very happy with the result, happy enough with the performance. More good than bad, but I am worried about that midfield, and I am worried about how easy we are to score against. However, an away win, 3-1 at Villa Park, is not to be sniffed at. A lot of teams are going to suffer there. They're a good side at home, Villa, and Emery's a good manager. Let's not get that fucking twisted. I know he was bad, or supposedly bad, at Arsenal, but all you have to do is look at the medals he's won as a manager, and his teams are good teams to watch. Anyway, it's great to be back. Great to see Liverpool win. I'll do a player ratings next. But yeah, look, 3-1 at Villa Park. Really good result. Happy enough. But we do need to get a midfielder in January. And if we don't, I think we'll struggle to get top four. I just don't see our midfielders being able to stay. Like, Hendo's a walking fucking injury incident waiting to happen. As is Thiago. Milner's injured. Elliott's been injured this season. And, I'm just worried that we just don't have enough cover in midfield. Plenty of options up front, and I'm happy with the back line because we've got Konate to come back in. Matip had a really good game, by the way, but yeah, we need more. Alright, onwards and upwards till Friday. I'll do another review and match day review and player ratings. Sorry for being so late. I was away, Christmas and all that, but obviously I'm back now, so I'm looking forward to our next game. Thank you. Button. And leave comments in the section below. Let me know if you agree with my points, don't agree, what you think would be really good, help the channel grow. We're obviously going to do a lot more in 2023 with the channel, so if you could hit the like and subscribe button, we'll definitely do way better content than we're doing at the minute. Okay, I'm going to do the player ratings for Liverpool against Aston Villa in Villa Park in the first game back in 7 weeks after the World Cup. Boxing Day, which is always a great football day. So I'm going to go with Ali in goal, number 8 out of 10 for Ali. I thought Alisson is probably our player of the season so far. He continued that form here. He's such a goalkeeper. We're really lucky to have him. Trent, 7. Trent did well. His pass for the first goal, his assist, or out to Robinson, was just, that's what Trent brings to the table. When he's good, he's very good, and when he's fucking bad, he's horrid. But he had a good game today. Matip, 7, solid. But look, I'm going to be honest, I prefer Konate in next to Van Dijk. I think he gives us a bit more stability. Not to say against Matip, but I just prefer Konate there. Virgil gets an 8. He's definitely brought his World Cup form back with him, which is good. He had a slow start to the season. He's just come back from that horror injury, and he hasn't been playing as well as we know he can, but he looked a lot more like it, and he got the second goal. Robbo, 8. Probably our best defender on the day. He was fantastic. Loads of running, loads of tackling, good crosses, set up the first goal. Yeah, he was excellent. Alright, into our problem positions, which I think at the minute are midfield. Everyone, but all three of them got a 7. Hendo, Thiago and Fabi. Look, we did well in the first half, they were good, but we ran out of puff in the second. He had to take Thiago off, he brought Coady on, who gets a 6. Fabinho was good, much better, but again, he's covering too much ground. The other two don't run back and don't do enough work in midfield for my liking. They run out of steam. Maybe they're so injury prone they just can't get the rhythm of the game going, but that's a problem position for us, and we need a Bellingham, a Declan Rice, someone who can fucking drive midfield, because we're looking our age in midfield, I think. Mo Salah gets an 8 and my man of the match. I thought he was excellent throughout. He took his goal well. He could have had a couple more, but it wasn't a bad day at the office for Mo. Darwin Núñez 7. Look, when he does some really cool things. He's lightning fast for his size. He set up the third goal for the young kid Pjanic or something. I can't pronounce that second name, but it'll come to me eventually once I say it enough times. You know, he had a couple of opportunities. Like, he's raw as fuck, but there is talent there. He just needs to get to grips with the league. But you can see he's putting in the effort, and obviously the travelling support are supporting him by chanting his name, which is good. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jesus, 7. Where do you begin with Ox? When he's a bit blows hot and cold. Like, we know the player he can be, but he just isn't enough. He isn't fit enough to do this often enough. He did well today. He did okay, especially in the first half. In the second half, he started drifting a little bit, but he gets a 7. Klopp is getting an 8 out of 10 for the away performance. Look, 3-1 at Villa Park. Not many teams are going to turn over Aston Villa at home, if I'm being truthful. They're a decent side at home, and you know, they're no mugs. But I thought we did well enough against, you know, decent opposition. Jurgen got the selections right. I'm just going to go quickly through I gave Fabi a Cater rating. I'll go and I'll give Bjakic, I think is his name. I'm giving him an 8. He took the third goal really well. Núñez tore down the line. What speed he's got for a big boy. Pulled the ball across. The keeper sort of made a bit of a... He could have caught that, but he didn't. He saved it, pushed it back in. This kid just took it around him and knocked it between the two defenders on the line. Really well taken goal. There's no hate there, I can tell you. But as I said, I don't want to be relying on fucking 17 and 18 year old kids to drag us through in the top 4. Forget the league, that's gone. We're going to have to do something in the Champions League against Real Madrid, and we're going to have to try and get top 4. And hopefully we spend in January and we spend in the summer, because this team needs rebuilding in midfield, and we need some more players to challenge for the positions that we, you know, when we get injuries, we are fucking awful. Anyway, I don't want to be too downhearted. It's the first game back, decent win. Spurs drew, which is good for us. Any team above us losing points is a good position at this minute in time. We're a game ahead of them. Arsenal are well top at the front of the league, and you know, they're going to take a little bit of catching now. They've stretched a bit of a lead out. I think City have 2 games in hand, which I expect them to win. Anyway, that's it. Back on Friday, I think we're going again, which is good. I love football around Christmas. I love that there's going to be games every 2 or 3 days. As I said, if you can hit the like and subscribe button, forward it to your friends, and we will do more with the channel in 2023. Thanks for the support in 2022. I trust you all had a good Christmas, and I wish you a peaceful and happy new year. And yeah, hit the like and subscribe, and thanks for the support. Cheers, guys.